Thank you for that as well.
Okay, let's get the best of 5 started. Shopify on defense. MIBR on attack. Was it a 13-1 on this last time? I can't remember the actual score. I want to say it was 13-1. It was a stomp on this map, but they just snowballed from clutches.
MIBR. Take a simple approach to the pistol round. All
So,
5 players
I think it will be a lot
main.
closer.
Is here for that first shot.
Like everything that happened can't be repeated to that same level.
In good position to react to this one quickly, but keep your eyes
Well,
on
not
SRG.
reliably anyway.
Already quick into the site. Shopify bunker down in the back here. We're in the same place so many times versus MIBR in the previous matchup, but this time the fight comes back into the smoke. It's a little bit of a mess, but Sarah waiting as MIBR keep coming her way.
They had no util to get
Now
back to the
actually
site.
having other ideas to head into art.
Yeah, they have art control, but look at
Sarah!
Dude.
Monster to 4K from her.
That's how you start it. You got a dink as well.
To be found yet, but she has single-handedly
That's
torn
outrageous.
down MIBR.
I got the dink on Bastarda as well. And look who's waiting. Noya here to close.
That was funny.
the
There was one of those rounds. If we
Truly
ignore Sarah
monstrous
just owning everyone,
Sarah to
there's one of
start
those
this
rounds
game.
where MIBR didn't really know what to
Insane
do
work out of the Sova.
after getting so much space and
4
having
kills
no
on
kills.
on that
They
pistol.
kind of used all their
the
util and they
reposition
had
here
nothing
too
to take back a
jump up
site.
was sick.
Yeah, what a great timing to choose.
Yeah, and they missed the saturate.
Those 2 perfect shots. Gets up just with the impeccable crosshair placement.
Even gets the dink at the end
Yeah,
too.
if she had 1 more shot, would have
I think
gotten
they
that
missed the
kill as
saturate.
well. And
Might
when you
have
look
been
at these
Dodo
teams
nuts.
playing almost mirror comps, you think, oh, why are Shopify playing that so? Honestly, probably just because Sarah is so dominant
They all
on
hid.
that
I mean, they
agent.
did successfully all hide from the dart,
Utility's
yeah.
an excellent all tournament.
They
The
got a
guys was
scan
talking
off.
about it.
Now Dodo up in main. Nice shot on the Outlaw. Will dive on up and out for taking another shot.
There's going to be a lot of rounds where players like Sarah or Noya on the other side are under a lot of pressure. The way MIBR love to play Pearl is very often just 4-1.
You think if Game Changers
with the
players
strong
got
side
tier 1
contacting
offers,
to
they would
main,
take it?
well,
Yeah,
on the
I
other,
imagine they
it's
would all
just
take it.
Lisa containing space elsewhere. So when
At least
it's
like-
a team that goes
at
through
least
so
like
many hard
99%.
hits, it really puts pressure on those anchor players to step up and get there too, to buy time for the Flood retake to come in. And Shopify were so
Wow.
good at it last time they played this map.
Well, now with the judge, Noya again.
Turret contact
For a
into
couple of
swing
kills,
as well.
No issues so far.
Yeah, the turret kind of aids you a
This
little bit,
anti-eco.
slows someone down if it tags them.
That's spiked down, so not even too much hope of getting some extra money out of the eco.
Yeah, Dodo's just still holding down the line, so good luck here. Nice idea to jump across, help Lisa on in, but this round is officially cooked. And now it's
very
officially
nice on
over.
this
So
one.
Shopify Brilliant up 2, and
Joko
if you remember
bots,
last time
thank
these
you
teams
so much for
faced
doing
off,
that.
it got off to a
A
similar
member
story.
for
That
12
it
months,
did,
a
and
whole
Shopify
year,
ran
dude. Thank
away
you so much
with
for the
that first
support,
half.
mate.
They went up 11-1. That was on their attack
Yeah,
side.
you worth a slug.
Didn't really
Thank you
get to
so
see
much,
their
Joko, man.
defense at
I
all
appreciate
because of
that.
how dominant that game was. But look
Isn't getting into tier 1 the end goal? Yeah, exactly. That's what they'd all take
Dodo
it.
getting some of those kills. With MIBR playing that contacty style they do, I think opping into them is really good. Even in the loss, Dodds on crew got a ton of value using that
I think
weapon.
there's some
Yep.
game change
The
ideals
Op
that
and the
would
Outlaw,
call good
and
enough to
MIBR
be in.
team that
I mean, yeah,
goes for some buys in round two,
it's
so
not about,
recognizing
honestly,
the
I
Outlaw
don't think
have
it's
2
about the
Guardians
understanding
in this
and
third
the
round,
calling.
just to make sure heavy armor is
It's
achieved.
more about the
Now that
mechanics
pullback
and
start
just the
break
fact
angle.
that
And SRN jumps
the
up,
player
SRN
base
shut down, and
is
if you
just
remember the last
so
time these teams
good
faced
in
off on this map,
VCT and Tier
SRN
2
had
that
her worst
it's hard to
performance
compete with.
in a map ever. Already, Shopify shutting her
There'll
down
be sometimes
early.
when there'll be players in consideration,
And
but
looking at MIBR,
the chance of
she
you
is
finding
the
someone
win condition.
mechanically a
The
little
other players
better
on the
is
team
quite
are
high.
great, but they put so much reliance on SRN in their game plans. In how
It's
they
just a
enter into the
catch-up
site.
race, that's it.
She cannot be shut out the way she was last time.
That was going to be a big focal point for MIBR is a little flash swing combo. Another thing to watch on this
Good
map is
reposition
Alexis's utility. Absolutely stellar. You're going to see cross-map knife lineups and a whole lot of these left-click pop flashes, also at long range.
These are the rounds where I get worried about MIBR because
When and where
they
the
started
VCT
forward
players warm
towards
up
B,
before a
they didn't
game,
really have a forward embed.
you're allowed
So 40
like,
seconds left on the
was it
clock.
6
As
minutes
they
or
look to
something
pivot,
of,
they'll have to
of like
go either
warm up
into
on
this
stage?
turret in
They're
streaks
pretty
or
strict. It
quickly
used to be
pull
like
rotates
2
back
minutes.
into B. And that's exactly what's going to happen. 2 players here
And
for Shopify to
then
hold.
some,
Alexis and Dodo
not all tourneys, have
and the
PCs
rotates
in the
coming in as
background.
well. This is going to be real tough.
When I
for
say
MIBR.
prac rims, it's like you're
Alexis
waiting
falls
for your
down
next
early,
game you
though.
can play.
And now a path into the site opens up. Dodonut swings into the crosshair. So
This was a
now,
convincing
with the
split on
judge,
this one.
Noya tries to play spoiler, but even with 10 seconds left on the clock, Spike will still go down.
Mel very late to this one, only a Guardian for her in the 1-on-4.
This is a huge round to win for MIBR too. When you consider that Shopify's attack was so strong last time, you need every round you can get on your own attack side.
And you look at the players coming online, sure, SRN got shut down, doubled up with the Outlaw to start this round, but it's Bastarda who's stepping up instead. That player who, Mel does get shut down.
Searching for the
Bastarda,
next.
of course, who got dropped by Liquid.
A little bit of damage at the
in the
end though.
mid-season after being with that roster, finding so much success with that
That
for
logic,
years,
wouldn't it be
and had to come over to this team and
IGL
share
the
that
likelihood
duelist
of joining
duty
VCT
that had always been
team?
hers,
Yeah,
playing the
yeah.
Sentinel, this Killjoy
But
for
sometimes you get
really the
savants
first
that
time
stand
you
out.
can think of in her career.
But also being able to switch over and play the duelist when necessary. You think about that series versus G2. The only reason MIBR have a chance
Problem
to be
is as
playing
well
here today
the
in a best
player
of
to
five,
IGL.
because what she was able to do in crunch time,
The player to
So
IGL
many
role
different
has been like
aggressive looks.
pretty good.
often on her own as well. She put so much pressure on herself.
Like Nats to IGLs
So
work
much
pretty
risk,
well.
but
Cloud
it
to
paid off, and
IGLs
now
work pretty well
MIBR
this year.
MIBR are here.
There's quite a few like.
Tail missiles are so good to win the
That
same
if
aim
the
fight.
connection between the coach and the
MIBR will
player
take
is
it
good
without too much
and they're
contact
relatively
the
smart,
other way.
Yampy's in a
They're
one.
setting up for an A split.
Then it
Again,
seems
it's
to work.
the two Shopify anchors, Mel and Sarah,
Doesn't work all the
in
time,
the
but
hot seat.
But these players are really tough to dislodge.
a lot of the time
Last
it
time on the
just
pistol, MIBR tried to fight past the anchor smoke.
a
You
lot of
see
the time it
center
just
sight.
relies on someone
This
wanting
time, what's the idea
or
going
willing
to
to
be?
do the work.
Because again, Sarah and Mel can look for infinite spam.
Okay,
time
this time they should have util to go back aside, right? Wait, still no flash. Dude, every time they don't have anything else. Okay, it's a big sign that they get the plant. Dude, the whole A situation might just go down to if they can actually
But
plant
MIBR
or
held
not.
on to art. That's
They
the
never have
difference
enough
this
util
round.
to
Makes this
take
post
back
so
a
much
site.
harder to deal with.
And that high angle too, always going to be an issue. SRN gets some
If they can
damage
shoot
down.
the recon and
Look at
plant in
Dodonut
different
actually
places, they're
trying to
probably
take a
right.
late flank attempt through art. There is an alarm bot waiting for her. Shopify onto the spike, try and pull some
That trade
attention
might be
away.
massive.
Dodonut strikes 1-for-1. And Alexis too trying to provide some cover for Noya. That's the time to
Very,
activate
very
the
nice
rest of
on this one.
MIBR. We're all tied up.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to take back a site
Shopify
if you
will
can
always
plant
play their A anchors in that kind of setup, throwing the right
This
side
aggro
anchor
alarm bot
smoke,
was pretty good as well.
heavy holding into secret. Even with Teo, it's so hard to dislodge them. You saw that missiles tried to push those players away. But the only way you really can deal with them, if you're not just getting a spam kill like Lisa did, is to have a second angle to hold from in your post spawn. And that means you almost always need to take art. So I think that's great for MIBR to be recognizing that early. And when they
The
go
top
for
4
future
in champs this year,
splits,
apart from
I always
Fnatic,
wanna
had
see
all
some kind of
IGLs that
presence
had
in art.
switched. Wait, all non-IGL
Also
players that
changing up,
switched to
making it less
IGL.
predictable where
Yeah,
they're
that's the
planting
thing. It
the
has
spike
too
to
much
stop the
success
spam
right
from
now.
Owning them in secret. This round though,
And,
Shopify on pistols, 4 players in
yeah.
art.
There's too much data to support that.
Alexis very likely just has a knife ready to respond to these players stepping in. SRN waiting for this one, immediately flashed up in Noya.
Yeah, there's a lot of players here. If they get their flash right. Oh, they got their flashes pretty good
but
though.
MIBR match the numbers that Shopify bring. And now with Alexis nading herself, it's hard to see a way back in.
2-on-3. The only difference really would be a good sheriff shot. But there's very few opportunities. The smoke keeps Bastarda safe, and Mel just has to walk into it.
Yeah, where are these angles going to be from Shopify? Alexis trying to play
And
with
the
something.
crossfires is too good.
And the smoke fades. Another one instantly to take its place. It's a pullback, actually.
stun was-
Nice idea for Mel.
Yeah,
but
stun was
ultimately,
nice, though.
MIBR will take the round.
Another 3K for Bastarda. She already has her ult online. And MIBR deal with the
With the
anti-eco.
player cams, I think they're sorting them out. They were switched at one
Shopify
point.
expected a similar art play to the
Plan on
last round. Had
coaching.
this super strong
I mean,
setup with a pop flash
the
in.
coaching now is just if the offer
Couple
is
more
good
sheriff
enough,
shots
basically.
landed. They
If
could
the
have
offer's
won
good
this
enough
round.
and it's a team that can win, I'll do
Thankfully
it.
for MIBR, it was Bastarda who kept things
But I definitely
locked
enjoy
down.
streaming more.
That she did.
It's just
Now,
an
Mimi,
easier
you
life.
talked about the importance of bringing the op into an attack side of MIBR. Dodonut has that now. What does this mean for how MIBR want to play these rounds?
Yeah, at MIBR, they have to, once they realize this op is a factor, be so much more cautious about where they're contacting. Luckily, they have flashes, they have a Teo drone, they have a lot of tools to push her off the line. But where I actually think it becomes more of an issue isn't just in getting kills, but Dodo holding forward angles for Shopify that MIBR are either going to call back into in a late round or that just allows Shopify to rotate around her position.
Dodo not really like playing these mid angles in the series versus Liquid yesterday. Now holding for the cross.
No way.
But
Was moving back.
At the wheel. And as the lockdown is
Yeah,
placed
not
on
going to
the
get
B
lucky
side
enough
of
to
the
get
map,
another one on
I
this.
don't think Lisa saw her.
I mean, the info is good.
Yeah,
Yeah, the info is good.
potentially. Taking her time now. Now Lisa turning around and waiting for
Let's
it.
go.
Not quick enough either. So these mid fights a
Dude, the
little bit
ult on
awkward
this
as a
retake's
Hunter's
gonna be
Fury
big, though.
from Sarah to try and find Melissa. It was only good for one chunk of damage. And SRN again playing one of these boosted angles in the post plant.
And she still has the hinder as well. This is a nasty spot.
Dodo Nut, ultimate ready to go. Lights up down long. Try and push these players away, but SRN is still in back sight with Sayuri holding down the fort. A good flash, a good counter on the YouTube, but Alexis charging on forward. Sayuri's still a problem over on the side. 2-on-2. Shopify need this round. They need to deal with Bastarda. It's 3 now for Alexis, but
There
there's
you
still
go.
utility, still an ultimate.
Ooh.
And not a lot of time on the clock. He goes a bad
Kinda.
direction, but again,
Okay.
there is not enough time.
It's a nice
4
kill at
kills
the
from
end there.
Alexis means nothing in the face of MIBR.
Dude, I was worried about the time
MIBR
with the
are
ult
so
going
good at the way that they
so
play
fast
their
on the
post plants.
spike, but
I
it's
think
for
one of
sure
this
enough.
team's best facets is how coordinated they are in those kind of post-plant
Yeah,
fights.
every single time they get
And
the plant
what it all
done,
goes
it's
back
actually
to,
looking
their
pretty good for
success
them.
there, to me, it is Sayuri.
You might
and
have
how
to see
great her
Shopify fight
utility
to
is.
stop the plant.
She's almost always holding on to a second KO flash, something to, as retake utility comes in from SR, she can flash her team back on the line. And then 3 or 4 players are all in position to work together and cut down Shopify's retakers.
And Sayuri is allowed to hold on to an extra flash because there's so much utility for MIBR to overwhelm a site.
ult,
whether
I
it's
mean, yeah,
SRN
you gotta
diving
secure it
in or
sometimes.
the
It's a big
double
round.
drone or double info,
Would you go other regions? Yeah, I'd go other
initiators,
regions.
it's
Yeah,
beautiful.
and for a team that so much of the talk goes to SRN, the last game against Screw, to me, Sayuri was the
Bruno
MVP
with the
of that
prime.
game.
Thank you so
She
much for the
played
2
so
months.
well
Appreciate
individually.
that.
She's of course calling for the squad as well, but I've just loved getting to see more of her KO. You get to watch that on their Pearl, on their Corrode, both of which come up early in this series.
Maybe one day
I
soon.
just think she excels at
I
that
do
on-the-fly
think it would be
detail
pretty
to
easy
set
to
her
get
teammates up
a
to fight.
Chinese team
And I think
to...
it sets a very good sign for MIBR's
Like, with how the
chances,
Chinese
not
team
just
plays, I
here in
think
a
I
best
could
of 5
take a
against
bottom
Shopify, but
team
a
in
potential one
China and at least
yesterday
get them
that
to a
MIBR
Masters.
are finding
I'll be
success
honest,
without
from what I've seen.
SRN popping off because
Yes.
I
for
just
so
feel like
long, the rest of
that's
the team,
probably where
yes,
you'd have
they're
the most
playing well,
impact
but
coaching.
SRN is always stealing the spotlight. Here up 4-2, it's the rest of the team and Bastarda that are leading.
The other regions, they got most of the base down.
When these classic
I don't think you can
4-1
have
setups
as
for
much of
MIBR,
an impact
leaning
at all.
towards A main.
You can have good impact, but
But Shopify have a lot of players here. Ready to fight
in
on their
China,
Oh, well,
you could
that
for
night
sure.
sees 3 players, so good
Like a
luck.
lot of it is,
Yeah.
a lot of it is
Shopify
just
were going for the
understanding, I swear.
passive stack on A
Mechanically,
last
they're
round,
actually pretty
wanted
good.
to switch it up, but now reconvene mid.
Yeah, immediately walking back through art. Lisa is here to hold.
And there's a few more players behind that as well. It's actually Melissa to steal the thunder. She was the 3rd player all the way back in top mid, coming out from window, but she doesn't care at all. Dodo on the angle. Nice couple shots from her, but again, Melissa just
Whoa,
whoa.
what?
Hold on a second.
Really?
Noya gets 2 kills. Problem is,
Nomi,
no
thanks so
gun
much
to
as well.
retreat.
Fatty
The
Mums,
starter's
appreciate
gonna
the
drop
tier
down
1,
a
thank you
nano
for
to
that.
secure the spike and get the cross.
But she has to cross. She has to leave these weapons. Unless Sayuri can basically single-handedly hold on to them.
Sayuri, pivotal in the last round. Now has to be perfect for the eco pullback star, and she holds down the line. Nicely played from the KO.
Okay, but I mean, still though, good damage done on this one.
The
The money's
IGL
just consistently
bails
low.
them back out again. Another moment where an anti-eco almost slips away from MIBR, but someone right at the end.
I want to see
Kills
these
they need.
Noya shots.
Yeah, where were these from? Okay.
Okay, hard to blame MIBR because they simply got 2-tapped.
Yeah, that'll happen sometimes. Here's that Dodo up again. It didn't get a lot of action
can
last
tank
round.
one
She was
loss.
playing in mid.
They
Again,
can
that's
tank
where
one
she's
loss.
set up.
Shopify not
It's-
so much.
It's MIBR posturing for A main.
Yeah, the idea from Shopify, show this fight in A main, push players back into the op-on doors. MIBR have ideas to split on A themselves. So
Yeah, a loss on this
how
map.
aggressive Dodo is willing
Obviously,
to
they
be.
pick it because they won 13-1 last time. But I think the mental recovery from this is pretty hard.
Shopify get
You
out
then,
into
you
A
then
main. They
lose
need
a
to
map
hold
that you won
space if they
13-1
want
on
to hold
early.
A.
Sarah steps on forward. That's a nice kill, and Alexis will also be pivotal. She's already behind this wall. Throws a flash through. It's a fight up from Shopify.
It does
Alexis'
a lovely
utility
flash at the
is
back row.
perfect. Remains to be true. Remains to be the case. As Lisa finds herself in a 1-on-5. Nice way to start it off.
Okay, the thing that I really like here is without a timeout, they're already realizing
I'm loading
they have to
MIBR's
fight here.
reactions in the
So this is
previous round.
probably
This
from
round,
Mel.
It's Shopify.
Just
who
saying that
does
they're
that
too good
exact
in the
same
off the plants,
task.
they actually need to fight
To
for
navigate
space.
against a very quick split coming in from MIBR.
With
but
their comp as well,
making
it
that
makes sense
decision
to fight for
into
space.
main is exactly the right call. And I love that they don't greed for it.
Asgo Blue, thank you so much, dude. Appreciate the
Because
prime.
you know in that position, MIBR is thinking, okay, there's 2 in main. We want to flip the map and fight CT. No. You're back, you have a crossfire.
They had a timeout?
And now you're the
Oh,
ones
okay, well.
resetting MIBR's money.
Then we're half asleep.
Not taking any of this pressure away, though, is that fight forward into A main this time for Dodonut to post up and guard window.
That extra 30 minutes in bed,
Not gonna
dude. The
hang
show
up
much
there
wrecked me.
longer, though, so chooses to fall away.
Sticks around in Art, just on a much more passive line now.
It might be out broke. I mean, they could have forced this one. They could have forced this one, and one would have taken the hit. But it looks like they're pretty. I mean, I would be buying that. I'm not
MIBR
gonna lie.
just hang out in mid.
But I think
And Shopify, these are the kind of rounds
could
that they
also
love when they have
make
these
sure they have some
forward
ults for
postings,
next
when
round.
They can play around a little bit and save that initiator utility for later in the round.
Nice shot from Dodo, and Mel has fully read this hit coming into the A side. Dodo's getting all the kills, but Mel and Alexis had already started shifting over even before the information was picked up for the players in main. So what do MIBR do? Melissa takes an orb, goes for those little wins. But someone has to deal with Dodo before this round is winnable on MIBR.
I don't know if anyone will be able to. She's in the right spot again.
There are 2 players close here, ready to swarm. At the very
Yeah,
least,
I mean,
a
she
trade
could
seems
trade it.
possible.
Whoa.
And now a jump on over the side. SRG, nice little entry pathing, but unfortunately the rest of it, Shopify is not far behind.
It was nice
Unfortunately,
to
Dodo's
skip
dying
one.
act is to throw the hinder.
Okay,
that
Shopify
perfectly hits
real
both
good
those
money now.
players,
There you
and
go.
yeah, she's got
Too
both of them.
convincing round.
I'm really curious to see if Dodo will keep up with this read of starting her rounds opping mid. She's done it every time she's had the operator thus far, and I think that's because MIBR very rarely start early mid. They're very often contacting back into that space with a lurk, so she thinks creating that threat will force them to use a lot more utility to re-clear that space. But I think now that that's conditioned, she can afford to change up her positioning.
Exactly. Dodo
Who did
actually goes
they-
for the Phantom, chucks the operator over to
did
Noya,
they
who's playing
eco
B
for
long.
this?
Now this time, that A fight has
They
a little
don't
bit
wanna
of teeth
op.
behind it. Little do Shopify know that MIBR have ideas on the B side of the map instead.
Noya can't be too risky with how she plays. She is the VIP with the lockdown this round.
Exactly, and MIBR throw down this attack Astra Smoke. Looks like it can sort of benefit the defense, but really it just allows all of MIBR to creep up behind this and get ready to pop into the site. Noya needs one good shot here, but as the smoke blocks off her view, instead Shopify forced to play 5 on the retake.
But this is exactly what they
And
wanted.
they've been winning
They
their
have
after
the
plans.
lockdown.
Problem is
That's
they
the
gotta
key
go up
to this
against
round.
Astra,
Mel with the
so
Cosmic Divide
they're playing way
forces
too many
MIBR
offside,
to
surely.
try and fight up somehow.
Now Shopify just have to waste so much time because
Great
that
knife.
knife comes out after the
It's
null
good timing.
command. So what do they do in this time? 2 players are now going back through connector, trying to get into street to split back into the site.
Yeah, I
As this
feel like the
lockdown
ult
comes in,
combo, they
that's
just
10 more
lose this,
seconds.
though.
We've already waited 10 seconds.
Like, they
They're
had to
choosing
go
not to use the
aggro.
ult for the lockdown.
Sarah and Dodo into the site. Lisa with this late flank into street.
Did
SRG is just chewing them apart on site. Don't know how she got around the lockdown. The starter's even getting a kill with the molly. You highlighted the ultimates. Oh my word, the flash.
No way.
The starter still gets the kill through it all. So down to the wire again. There's no time left on the clock. A beautiful post plant on
Dude,
B
fair
for
play.
I
MIBR.
don't think
They
she
have
even got
so
a kill,
much still.
but Sayuri won that round for MIBR. They invested so much to get into that site.
I
with
mean,
no
yeah,
one
they really
home.
did. That's a
But
big
the
win from
timing of
them.
when she pops the
Every
null
single
command
after plant at the moment they
and
win.
then hitting that knife heaven to
Whoa.
delay when that lockdown will come in.
That's how they got a double.
Pivotal to. I guess so. By the time Shopify's retaken, there's only like 20 seconds left on the spike, and a bit of utility
Yahoo,
and
thanks so
extra
much for the
ult,
prime.
and
Appreciate
that
the
wins
2
the round.
years. Thank you for that.
So Shopify now without answers on the B post plants. Looking for a honest fight around mid again. Dodo with the op on doors. Holding, but MIBR have not really done too much aggressive here. Without utility, that step forward collateral. Brilliant from Dodo.
You saw
That's rough.
MIBR was cautious of the operator,
That's
playing
rough.
back, waiting to flash in and clear it. No, Dodo comes to them.
It's just the hard read, right? Because MIBR were waiting for the early utility, then they throw down a drone usually if they want to step into mid. And Dodo reads that lack of confidence. She can step up for
Here
a
she
timing.
goes again. Nearly gets the
Step
shot
for
on
more.
Melissa.
Why not? Another peek into Street. MIBR slowly advancing on multiple fronts. But if you go too slowly, that's where Dodo is going to eat you alive.
This street walk was a gap for Shopify in their game against Liquid.
Little flash over the top from Alexis, so Dodo steps forward.
The op's just such a problem. Melissa doesn't have a
Pretty on
drone.
top
It's
of
so
that.
hard for her to get out of that cubby.
Yeah, and even if there's trouble, Sarah is in a
30
good position of
seconds
throwing out Hunter's Fury. Missiles towards Dodo. She stays all right for now. Knifed up, though. Makes things a little bit more uncomfortable, but she's got plenty of teammates to cover her back.
Yeah, that was a nice
Nicely
run there.
done from the Shopify duelist to get 3 in the round.
It's really great from her.
Yeah, I mean, the aggro over towards mid
You saw
is
some
getting
people
them
posted
picks.
online about it, but if you didn't know the Dodo lore, she was playing. She's Thai, but moved over to the US, not just for Valorant, but for different reasons, and then continued playing there. But she was competing all the way back in like Challengers 2020, playing against players like Forsaken, like Jing in Malaysia, Singapore Challengers, and honestly holding up to them. Years on now, getting this big opportunity after spending years down, losing to Shopify, to get to play for them instead.
Locating targets.
Finally with a chance to make a deep run at GCC as well. Been on FlyQuest last year, couldn't quite make a dent in that tournament, but
It was
already
nice from them. They found the gaps.
heavy play, and in this round too, SRN is all the way into mid.
After seeing the
Yeah,
op there
so
to
from
get
the
a collateral
information
last
before,
time,
they kinda
MIBR
worked out the
read a
setup.
gap, walk SRN deep, and now they'll
finding
go
the
back
alarm
to
bot last
re-clear A
round.
main.
Make
It
a
is
cooler for that.
Not a great buy to say the least, and the hero is on SRN, so it has to be off the utility and off a good spacing now from MIBR.
Good how.
They do manage to get the trade,
Actually, allowed to get one.
although SRN is blocked away by a turret in Art.
You should run.
They're using the lockdown on their eco.
Okay, Sayuri picked up a gun too. She could also have a major impact now for MIBR. They want to avoid being tied up going into the dominant half where Shopify absolutely destroyed them. 11-1. They need this round.
Planted.
Well, they've been winning the after plants, but
start putting down
money's
this fire.
low and
And now as Alexis and the rest
HP's
of
low.
Shopify dive on into the site. It is mayhem.
They don't have the
Charging forward
guns.
goes Dodo. Now she falls down. And MIBR
in theory,
holding main and in
they
Art.
don't have the HB, but
Separated.
Last
There's
player
another step in
standing.
from Noya. Kills 2.
Remaining.
One more is what's required, and
Whoa,
she
that's
will
crazy,
take it.
man.
It's a tie at the half.
12 HPs
Noya
to
is
survive
so
it.
good in the clutches, and that's
first,
a round that
first row
gives me
retake that they've won.
flashbacks to the last time these teams played
Free
all
rider
for
Tomo,
all.
thanks so much for the prime. Appreciate
MIBR
the
had
19
so many
months. Thank you for
opportunities,
that.
so many player-up scenarios, but it was clutch upon clutch from Shopify, and it's Noya to end the half with another as we await their attack.
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
Can I help you, sir?
Here's the bill from the dealership where I got my car, and I'd like you to beat it with a better deal on one of these fine cars.
Not how it
Wants to
works.
know if you can get a
Guess you're not as
donkey.
cool
Not a
for
chance,
bringing your
dude.
AT&T or T-Mobile bill for a better
What kind
deal
of question
today.
is this? What do you mean, why not? Where's it going? Lexi, that's uncalled for. Very uncalled for. Six? I mean, it's a lot better than last time. It was 11-1 last time, ended 13-1 on this map. Dr. Kickbutt, thanks so much for the Prime. Thank you for the 16 months as well.
Things are all tied up here, 6-6 at the half, and we are now moving into territory where Shopify Rebellion dominated the last time these two teams faced off. Shopify won 11 of 12 rounds on the attack side. Things need to change for MIBR.
One of the big reasons they did that with Sarah, you can take a look at her stats in this Coinbase Econ report. Started round 1 of this game with a 4K, nearly the ace, a bullet away from finding it. And, well, if Shopify wants to start like they did last time,
for you to produce a child, dude. What the hell?
She's been having a hell of a tournament.
Not enough gifted in the world.
I'm not sure it's so simple, but then again, Sarah seemingly makes these things look just so easy.
You would have to pay for it, look after it, do it all yourself. It would actually be your child.
Absolutely one of the top players in the game changer scene.
Don't really like kids.
But
No offense to
MIBR
kids,
to start things off on the right foot. The only round they won was actually the 3rd round of the game on their defense side, and that was when they had the gun advantage. They're going to need to show a little bit more here, have a stronger hold, and just more clutch factor all around if they want to see this game through.
Yeah, the clutches are what really killed them in that last game. But despite SRN not having a great start to this match, MIBR are here to hang. They're even, and Sarda, who will be very important anchoring here, is again playing an excellent match.
Absolutely. And, you know, to get SRN online, I think a big thing about that is trying to get an operator in her hand early on this side. If you can win the pistol,
clip that and create Twitter drama. Dude, I think most of the parents would agree with me. I imagine they've been there.
Street an early drone towards B, but that hasn't dissuaded MIBR.
A little high-low here. Sayuri caught with a knife pulling out. So MIBR fall on back. That knife tagging a few players is definitely going to slow down this hit, and already the rotation coming in from SRN.
Shopify are stalled out for a bit, have to wait for the smokes to fade, and now we'll look to rework back towards mid.
Do they go mid? Do they
I know Gots with the 19 months. Thank you so much for the Prime as well. Thank you.
They do want to go 4 players up into Art, but there's still an alarm bot in street. Usually when Mel calls into mid, the first mission is to break
What
utility.
scenario would it have to be in order for you to have a child? Dude, a huge mistake on my behalf.
Alarm bot now broken.
Stuff would have to go horribly wrong.
No follow-up on the alarm bot. They're barreling towards B, so Melissa alone and under pressure.
What can Melissa give us backside now?
30 seconds left.
Only a classic in hand and 1 missile to slow things down. Now she's been revealed by the dart. Shopify already into the site, but it might not matter. Few kills from MIBR. They are chewing
Crossfire
through
strong.
Shopify.
Dude, you can't. I'm not sure you can do a pistol like
this pistol.
We can't. I kind of speak about this, man.
Up for a strong half, and
I always talk about the sides.
Might not even have
But
time
let's
to plant
wait
the
before they
spike,
clutch it out.
let alone get the kills they need.
Okay,
Now gets a few
let's talk
nice
about this
shots,
map
but
quickly.
MIBR cruise through this round.
I always talk about the sides being so important because if you don't have the sides, you can't hit the side.
Signal, and I am shocked by how quickly
I think this was a
SRN
good
arrived.
example because, dude, Crossfire's just way too good every single time.
Just fearlessly runs into the site, gets 2 with the Sheriff, and
You can't all
that bit
exec
of
from here. Look
stall
at this Crossfire.
with the missiles is enough for SR to get absolutely cut down here as they try and plant.
One of the key factors is also
just
Sayuri's
think
knife
about
at the
it.
start of the round that stalled out the A hit, made Shopify start
Look at this
guessing
Crossfire.
themselves. Going back into mid.
Look at this Crossfire.
MIBR
Where you're
like
safe
bunkering
from.
this A site a lot and playing
You have
aggro
to.
on the other
You have to
side,
have
keeping those initiators
control of the
alongside
sides.
SRN. So she always has that play potential.
Shopify have 5 classics, and they are going to all step into a smoke and see what exactly they can accomplish.
The turret's kill to start.
That one is not ideal. Wait, hold on. There's players walking straight past you. Lisa might have thought those were some MIBR folks.
Oh, this one's going to get close,
Got
though.
a few cross on in, but at the end of the day, Alexa sitting here on 16 HP is going to mean that MIBR equalize
that's
after
pretty
the
clean.
opening pistol in round 2 went Shopify's
One
way.
gun down, 1 armor rebuy.
Yeah, really great end to Eco. So now we get into the real rifle rounds of this game, and honestly, similarly to how I asked about Dodo and when that AWP is going to come online, I think that's going to be a similar key for SRN. Remember, a slower start in the first half, but gets a 2-piece on the pistol, gets some nice eco frags, and now you start to talk about a half where SRN is heating up. And really, in the 13-1 loss, she was the missing link. Had her worst game ever playing for MIBR on this very map against Shopify.
Yeah, it's hard to ever see this player even go negative in a match by 1 or 2 kills. So when it's a little more than that, certainly leaves an imprint. Now stepping on up, gets the shot and takes Mel down to 10 HP before the return fire on the spam will knock her down.
Kind of gave it
Shopify
away.
don't realize that it's just her on B. They slow things down, work back towards mid, and they sort of get shoot away by Noya.
Doesn't even manage to break the turret, so now MIBR don't have the chance for these two art players to come in without being revealed. Both of them even firing off a couple of shots, giving Shopify a really good idea.
Close over towards B.
Doing 3
Do they
players
take the
around
risk
mid.
and jump peek
But
this?
you're always going to think that's the A
No, they
players
just
who are
dude,
getting in to help
knife
out
goes
there.
close and they pretty much just gamble over towards A.
But SR, after waiting a few
They're gonna have
seconds,
3 on
letting
site.
MIBR
It's
reset
actually
to a normal
pretty
setup,
good.
Now
3
they
on
work
site,
into
double
mid
flash.
instead.
But they are aiming to finish on A. Common pattern for Sarah to play solo A main with the drone. The rest of the team
Big
move
flash here
into
if you want it.
MIBR are waiting with 3 players. Money not good. That's a given. But now with the little smoke to play around on
30
site.
seconds left.
And a flash to Saul. We are low on the clock, Melissa.
Grenade is live.
Nade in. She's pushing on through. MIBR, Lisa for 4. Noya has to do it 1-on-2. With 15 seconds left. Spike secured. Knows where these players are. But they're pushing around every single angle. Noya now spotted. And
Very,
Lisa
very
will
nice
take
on this
4
one.
for another on MIBR.
Knife over towards B, and then
That
obviously if
Kurgan
you
Lisa
if you
was
want to hit
so
site, you're
great.
going to be close, and it would hit close.
Out of every player
But
in
they
this
took a bit of a
server,
gamble in the
only one who
4v5,
hasn't
three-person
been
stack
to a
over towards
GCC
A, and the
before.
rotate was coming in.
spent so much of her career playing on Loud, being 3rd or 4th behind the MIBRs and Team Liquids of the world. But I'm given an opportunity to join the squad who had just made a world final in 2024. Alongside Bastardo, who's talking her trash across the stage.
Okay. It's been a rowdy event so far. MIBR talking their talk. And why not? Winning the first 3 rounds here, now forcing Shopify onto pistols.
Live munition.
Shopify gonna try and blow up mid on their eco, but you see MIBR. As is very common to their setups, they're just playing 3-2 with basically no attention on mid.
It's really passive lines being held. Now sending out the Tejo drone. See a few players there. And again, I love the way they set up these angles. Sayuri can just take 1 shot, fall away. Then as players try and push in against her, Melissa is just their back pillar to mow them down. That is, of course, if Shopify had continued in, which they're not.
Bit of
Back in
pressure over
connector.
towards long.
With how often
They
you
drone
see
down. Insta jump peek
SRN
comes
play with
out.
both of her initiators.
Clears
I think that
all
is
of
a
this.
cue to try and go back the other way, find the lighter side. but
rotate's
is it
coming
ever
into
really
the
a light
right
side
side.
when the start is there?
They don't have to
I really
commit
like
to
the
A,
way
they're going to
MIBR
insert.
playing these anchor positions together. Very nice complementary angles. Even on this A side where they only had the 2 players. Never really in much danger of anything going wrong. Now Bastarda just using these smokes to play around in. Mel has really loved calling for these pullback stars. And then fighting out behind him, especially on the ecos. Now, Dodo gets a kill, but that spam comes through and stops the spike being planted. Because Mel needs to run and figure out some way to
Tejo's
die
a
in
problem.
this round, which
And they
MIBR
just,
will be
I feel like
happy
MIBR are
to
just
watch.
doing really good at clearing the information.
Sayori takes some time putting her down, but does it in
This
the
is
end.
two times in a
MIBR,
row. There's been like a little bit of
Now
pressure over
10-6.
towards long B, and they just clear it or they just get info,
A huge
and then they just
turnaround
stack
from
over towards A.
only winning a single round on this map previous.
Yeah, so to be fair, MIBR have only, or Shopify have only had the 1 rifle round
Sure.
to battle back against them, but it is a stark contrast. Is there anything that we can point to with MIBR that's changed or Shopify need to be talking about? Because Effie's has just called a timeout to figure out exactly where things are going wrong.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
you
they-
can
they
try
gotta
and build some
insert
of
one.
these faster rounds
They got to
when you
insert
have
one
the
over
ultimates online,
towards
but
one
the
of the
biggest thing you
sides,
need to
where,
figure
whichever
out
side
is
they're taking
what
early. They
side
got to
has
insert it so that they
Bastarda
can
and Lisa
still
bunker
create
together,
pressure.
Because they have been such a problem when Shopify is going
Might
for
have to be
these
the
late hits.
Astra, but
They'll switch a lot more than you see other kind of Sentinel and Astra players set up. So I think if you're Shopify, you want to try and play some slower rounds. And as soon as you see SRN,
the
you're
game
gonna
plan
realize that
upgrade
that's
from
likely to
MIBR.
be that
They're
initiator
also
set.
just
And I think you honestly
not
want to
losing
fight through her and try and
clutches
clear
as
it.
much.
Force
Like they're
instead
actually just winning the
this
rounds where
MIBR
before
team
they
to
would have
play in a
lost.
position where they have to retake in with those 2 players because they've just looked too good when it is that bunkered site
But
with
I
SRG's
do
fast
agree with you.
rotations on these
On
floods.
attack,
They've
it
been
was
winning
more
every
about just
time.
get the plant down and then get off the site, because obviously the delays incredible with this comp.
Earlier on to
Yeah.
figure out who's actually
Like,
where instead
actually
of focusing on the kill
insane.
utility like they've been putting a premium on in these last few rounds.
Because you'll pretty much
I mean, I guess you
always
could
have
include
mid
this
against
also.
this team unless they're doing an aggro mid look. That's what you're
And
seeing
then
them
at the
set up
moment,
for
just
this
info on
round
the
with
sides
3
have been
players
good.
there.
And their comp's
Yeah,
good
like
with
they did
info
for
on the
MIBR
side.
to
You got knife, which is
blow
like,
up mid.
we saw one, which is a bit of a
Depends how
gamble, but you
loud
also
they
got
wanna
the
be
drone
here.
on
It
the
could be a
sides as
little
well.
quieter, or with a flash over the top, being heard by Shopify. Could actually encourage them to speed
This is
things
cool
up
from
along
MIBR
down
as well.
B,
Big change up.
because MIBR have stepped 3
Info,
players all the way
info.
in.
Noya is policing
Reactive
this.
3-person push in middle.
Oh, there's going to be a flash. MIBR want this. Cooked up something in the timeout, but Noya has already left, and she does hear the flash behind her. Choosing to come on back. Puts a turret forward for a little bit of bait. I love this position she is sitting in.
Yeah, this
Right
is
now,
strong.
that lockdown being canceled out by Hunter's Fury on Sarah. But keep your eye on Noya. Noya in a beautiful
It's
spot, but
unlucky.
only worth one
The spot's
kill.
normally good for 2.
With multiple players on the
It was
flank,
pretty smart.
MIBR
Baits
now
the
pressuring
turret
on
as well,
both
'cause you know they're
sides
going
of
to
the
shoot
map.
it, even
But
though it's not
Shopify picked
facing.
this fight towards spawn.
I like this. Now stepping in from Dodo Nut, only leaving Alexis to guard their backs. And Bastarda up above them. Here's players ratting around behind her. She's all the way out on the ledge.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's the round.
Is
There's nice
beautiful.
shots.
And the rest of Shopify
Still like the
cruise
idea
on
from
through.
MIBR, to be
I thought
honest.
they were
Thought
going
it
to
was good.
sacrifice Alexis to pick the spawn fight and said no. She just owns him 1v2 on the flank. This position could have gotten so much more. But some good decision making from Shopify to take that spawn fight.
Look, we get double
and
map
these two
ban tomorrow,
beautiful
yeah.
shots win it for them. That was a round that was very abnormal for MIBR though. They've been playing these very passive 3-2s almost the whole time. And now, as Shopify head back towards B, it's at one of these aggro looks with SRN.
Yep, MIBR make this adjustment out
Well,
of the timeout. Play forward, play
Gonna be
fast.
chaotic.
Now stepping up back pillar.
Honestly, a waylay ult here might just be
SRN
the one.
creeps into the corner.
Depends how much the drone sees.
MIBR with tons of utility
1,
coming
2.
on through, and SRN assassinates Mel. Now without their in-game leader, Shopify
man, they
really
got
have to
out of
find some
there.
way to win this round. And it's not going to come right now because all these smokes are making it impossible for Shopify to find any solutions.
And a great knife from Sayori as well to protect her teammates as they fall away. Now means Shopify have lost their leader, lost an ult, and they don't even have too much to show for it.
MIBR's mid setup is wild though. Look where that alarm bot is, all the way deep on con.
Second
They've
or
been
third
doing what
time
we've
they've
been
shown
saying,
this
though.
setup. They're very willing to play
They're
passive
inserting the
mid
one over
and just
towards the
use
side
those
to make it look
two
like they're hitting
mollies to
over
help
towards
support
here.
the
So they
Astra
now
side.
could hit A and it would be weak.
Bastarda is still playing in front of that though for the time being. Wants to take a shot before falling away. And Shopify are fully spreading out now. They know without smokes, they can't really exec into a site, so it's now up to the team to break utility, create some pockets of darkness around the map, and seed some doubt in the minds of MIBR.
Little bit of pressure towards A, but now Bastarda chooses to fall away.
Exactly, just that one shot is enough.
30
Shopify
seconds
work
left.
back through connector. Now reveal another position.
And Melissa doesn't need to play up here. Instead, she can just wait up.
Just
3
behind.
players ready on B.
It's such a good stack
Alexis
from
has to do
MIBR.
everything, really.
SRN primed on this line and holds it on down. Now fighting on in goes Melissa. Another one for her. Lights out from MIBR.
It's very, very nice. I like the
Such a
change up
great
from
round for MIBR. They call the
I like the
aggro
change
mid
up from
look out of the
Shopify. I like
timeout.
their idea after the
They call
timeout's
an
good.
aggro down B long.
They realize that they
The
have
round
to
to
have
follow.
one to stop them from
Shopify
clearing
was
the
looking to
question
try and
mark.
figure out this
Just the
B
fact that
setup,
they
try and
lose smokes
shoo
here, it's
SRN
done.
away. You see them using a KO knife, having missiles ready to deal with her. None of those tools work. SRN still gets the kill. And at that point, that round is pretty much already cooked with your smokes dead.
A brilliant second half so far from MIBR. And it is now do or die. It feels like for
Do
Shopify.
you think G2 could have won
Forcing 4 rifles
the event?
and a sheriff
Nah,
now.
I don't think they have enough time
Knowing
to
how
win the
much
event.
rests on the result of this round.
They definitely could have won that game, though.
Practically the same setup as last round for MIBR.
Whoa. There was a dart that was not able to spot these 2 players that stepped up B long. So a big forward line from MIBR. Melissa could even start shifting in a moment. Shopify won't give any time to start up into the smoke. What do you have for us now, Bastarda? You've been the hero all series long. All tournament long, but not to be in this round. Lisa blocked away from this wall, so for a moment, a lull in this round.
They
But here comes the
kind of...
flank. 2 players have
Dude,
been working
I'm
around
interested to
this
see
entire time,
MIBR
and they
here
have
should
Sarah
probably just
to
save all their
contend with.
ults and just do
That might just
damage.
be the pivotal
They're
piece
going to have
of
a
this
much better
round.
chance to win rounds with their
Before
ults.
the storm.
Well, they might be going all in.
It's about to break out. Sarah waits for her moment. Sarah is way too good.
At least they didn't put Astro into it.
And Shopify Rebellion not skipping a beat. After those 2 kills in main,
Honestly, here would have been better to just
everything was
lock
hinging
them
on
in.
the result of this round for them, but they have stayed afloat.
try to do some damage.
And
Next round's your
everything
big round.
hinged on Sarah.
Win because of the ults.
Single-handedly
Then their
locks
eco,
down
then
main.
you've won.
A round where a lot goes well for MIBR. They get their aggro up B long. Ghost players undetected. A fast flank into this A retake with a pinch. They had a 2-on-1.
I will say though, it's pretty hard to. I mean, you can't repeat this. It's just
Turn it around
Astro.
completely.
It's Astro and it's Bastarda going for a bit of a
little
hero
ahead of
play.
herself there. One of the big differences in her play when that comeback happened versus G2 was just disrespecting the opponents, right?
Oh,
Taking
yeah.
every timing she could. And when there it benefited her, won that series for the team, this time she's punished for it.
So after seeing the aggro looks on B, 2 rounds in a row, Shopify now go back to that space. Try and early take long.
MIBR have 4 over on the A site, and the drone up into A. We'll see nothing for them.
Noya will get this orb. That'll give
Yeah,
her
had the drone
a
though.
lockdown. Makes taking B all the easier.
I mean, it should be a simple round setup from Shopify. They're leaving Mel for a late lurk, has a start to play in the post plant. Assuming this lockdown just guarantees them a spike hitting the floor.
Oh, the shock didn't hit
Started
the
trying to put some
Lamba.
pot shots down before leaving, but there's not enough time left, so she falls away. And the plant
Oh,
goes
they
through.
got to fight
It'll
close
be a
sight.
straight up 5-on-5 retake. But Shopify have a tough choice. There's a cosmic divide, so you want to play close. But a convergent pass from SRN makes it tough to play any of these
Yeah,
close
where they go
angles.
spawn.
They have
Guess
to
they're
find the
doing
right
this one.
balance.
It'll come down to holding this choke, and it'll come down to Mel on that lurk. Cosmic
Noise in
divide.
the main pos, I
And it is
think.
time for MIBR to hit
Oh,
that
that
go
molly's
button.
good.
First kill for Sayuri. And MIBR continue on forward. 2 beautiful openers now responded in 2 in kind by Shopify. Noya is untouchable, and the rest
Damn,
is
fair
Shopify
play.
too.
There's a 2-bus and stronghold on
Full
sight.
house for Dodo and Noya.
They had a great little
The
crossfire.
util on that retake.
There was a moment
It
where
cut up
they pushed
so
it
many
back with a
different
killjoy
angles on
molly, and
that
I
side.
thought they
It was
might
so
actually win
close.
because of it. You just
Pretty
went
much
straight back to the pawns.
single-handedly shutting it down. But instead you see them finding those angles. Finding those opportunities to just jiggle out, and the mechanics just look beautiful from Noya.
So now for the first time in a while,
Ah, dude, they lost
it's
all of their
MIBR
ults as
starting
well.
to sweat just
2
that little
rounds.
bit.
2 rounds
Timeout
and they
now
lost.
called
What was
after
it?
losing
3 of their
the last 4
ults?
rounds.
Yeah, they've been showing similar looks with that aggro B long 3-2, or kind of showing the aggro on the other side. I would honestly like to see some kind of mid-aggression out of them. Try pushing up in that space again, see if they can catch a Shopify lurker or have ideas to push through on the flanks in these post flanks as well.
The thing is, I feel like Shopify's lurkers have not
Kojua.
been activating
Kojua
until
with the
very
prime.
late
Thank you so much,
into
dude. Thank
rounds.
you,
So
thank
if
you.
you want to fight and hunt them down, you got to go on a mission.
But I think because of the way that that MIBR have been playing, the rounds have been defined very early, where either it's the right 3 players there from MIBR winning or losing the fight in a main, or it's Shopify winning, and then they're up like 4-on-2 in a post plant. So I think if you put a little pressure there and instead
Force them down to an eco.
push back the timing on when
Insanely
these fights
far
happen,
away with 4
different
ults.
outcome.
And you know, you can talk about the macro or the micro,
It's actually,
or you can just
this
be a
looks pretty
little
rough
flow,
at MIBR at the
little
moment.
hands go,
I
know they're
relax a little
11-9,
bit.
but,
Look,
like-
it's not that serious. MIBR, they're on a half buy.
it could have been so easy to win this, I think.
And with that dart double pinging Lisa, well, that certainly paints a target, not on her back, but on her forehead. Dive on in from Dodo. Now the rest of MIBR trying to work in through that smoke. Absolutely held, and
There's
nothing
just
to
a
be
gun diff
done.
on this one.
No one even to play off of this flash. And spam through the smoke.
You could choose who
Will
gets the
cut down
plant.
Sayuri.
Maybe
One of
Mel.
the reason I like mid control is because with a KO comp, you can pop flash flood retake very quickly either side. Unfortunately, when Shopify just insta-turn your flash and own you all anyway, it's a little more difficult to win that round. This was just the eco for MIBR. And now looking ahead, round 22, the one to come. That's really where this game gets decided. Can MIBR close out cleanly? Or will Shopify tie this game up again?
So now that Shopify show an aggro look here on the anti-eco, but the round before as well had an ult to play with, just went for an exec. That's been their adjustment out of the timeouts.
Guys. Beautiful round, nice.
After the one they took earlier.
Okay.
What's the idea? What's the plan
MIBR.
for MIBR
They
now?
got their one remaining ult.
SRN.
Dude, the Shopify
Will
just
Soda
straight up
hold B
hitting
long?
the
It's
site again.
Initiator shift to mid,
But that's
Looks like
not
it.
with an up, that's with
No.
a rifle.
which is why I'm surprised to see it. You normally only see that setup with the operator, like you're saying. So a similar start to some of these rounds.
Dude, they spotted that
Taylor
early though.
exchanging
See how they wanted to take
Shopify
space?
now
Someone called it from
contacted
back
back
here.
into that
Saw the
space
cross
off
map
a flash.
knife.
Yeah, seems like MIBR are not sold by going for the full aggro looks they went for when this loss streak started. It's now playing much more reserved, but you highlighted this anchor duo of Lisa and Bastarda a while ago at the start of the half when everything was going right for MIBR, and that's exactly the side of the
Insta
map
drone
SRG
over
is playing
towards
to now.
middle. They're using their
Drawn
info
into
for
mid,
middle
spotted
instead
out
of
by
towards the
Noyan.
sides, but I guess they're holding down the line now.
There's 2 anchors. They haven't had a chance
I'm a little
in
bit
so
worried for
long.
Shopify though. It's the same
If
thing
that's
on
a
the
lot of
rounds that they
stars,
lost. Right?
anyone
Info over
expected
towards
to be
B,
able
and
to
the
see
3 could
anything?
be here.
They're
The
just going
rotate
hard.
to the
That's the
Teo,
whole
'cause
goal
Teo
of the
has
ultimate.
ult.
And Shopify succeed. They've avoided the anchors, and now they have a L-shaped post plant that is hard to break.
What's the Teo ult
Yeah,
like?
Mel just trying to bait out some utility, but
Like
hasn't planted the
this,
spike
maybe?
yet. MIBR have rotated 5 players over, and Mel is already calling the shift away.
No plan.
Freezing into the round as she goes back into connector. There is a major gap to clear back through.
30 seconds left.
No Killjoy utility to patrol on
The
street.
fake cut of
Might
sound.
just
Dude,
be
look at
going
these
back to
4.
A. Feigns that.
Does this not remind you of the
The
around
fake cut
the
of
world
sound
pistol play,
with
the
2
bait
making
switch back and
footsteps
forth,
over
the Mel
towards here,
call
where they know
at
they
the
would
start of
hear
this
them at
tournament, but
spawn.
Lisa is still
Suppose
in
there's a
secret.
4 pass and
Lisa could be a
rotate.
problem. Lisa is here, but is dealt with. 10 seconds left. Shopify
10
need
seconds
this
to
spike
plan.
plant.
Ult just missed.
They need to stay alive.
Spike planted.
Sayuri in the thick of things. Turns at the wrong moment. 3 kills
Dude,
for
Alexis
Alexis.
going crazy back at site.
Shoulder to
And
shoulder.
instant decision to just push all the way
To
through.
avoid this game being tied up, Melissa and SRN have only one option. That is to
Damn.
win. It is taken
This was
away
impressive.
from them.
It was good
Shopify
good mid-rounding
Rebellion,
again from
we're
Mel though.
even.
Completely
A
owned them with
wild
2 pass and
plan
fake
from
footsteps
Mel.
over towards B.
And it's perfectly actioned
Dude, it
on
pulled
by
4 away
Alexis.
from site.
They fully take A, choosing instead of fighting back sight to avoid the problems, take art control. And that just explodes the brains of MIBR. You hear the noise of players running back towards B. You've completely vacated that site, and that gives the exact gap for Alexis
Their
play
PTSD
up
here is like not
forward.
again, dude.
and cut MIBR down as they rotate
And it kind of
back
worked
in.
again because they
A little
ran
bit of
here in
Mel
that other
macro
round, right?
Getting to pull the strings.
Pretty funny.
All another masterclass round. Sets up Shopify Rebellion beautifully. This game was 11-8. Now after 3 in a row, it's MIBR with no cash in the bank.
Yeah, and those 2 ult rounds
to
at like,
guarantee
what was it,
themselves a shot.
11-7 maybe?
Do or die on
The
round
KO
24.
ult here, 4v5. That's when it all started
Dodo with the outlaw holding
being
towards
pretty
long.
rough.
Shopify haven't actually
Like, they were
put her
playing
into many
really
of
well
these
up until
embedded
then.
positions. This time they leave her B and walk their way back A.
I heard a KO knife. Where on the map is that landing? A main. Alexis
And
threw
this
that
is
up
what
as that lineup
FU's
was
kind of
gone.
told them to do, right? Just make sure you
Just
have
putting
one
that
over
pressure,
towards
seeing if
here.
Dodo can catch someone rotating off this B site.
And
Especially as they're
rotates
trying to
are
get
gonna come
info.
in. Nice shot
Nice
from
shot.
Dodo. Little anti-eco idea. I really like letting Dodo just fish over here on B.
Yeah, if they're
Shopify,
swinging out
though,
towards here and the
are
drone
eating up
spots
the clock.
nothing.
40 seconds left in
Ooh,
Bastarda has crept
this
all the
is
way through
rough.
mid with the Killjoy turret is
Because the
down.
drone
No
saw
Noya
nothing, they
now
wasted their
means a moment
smokes.
for Bastarda
They
to
had
strike.
someone swinging here like they
Not
needed
favored
to
with
get
the
something
stinger, so
for
she
it.
chooses to let all 3 players pass.
Oh, this
There's
is
another
weird.
coming.
Yes, there is. Sarah left behind. The shots go wide. Bastarda was still moving. And now this Sheriff has to deal with players on the right, on the left. 20 seconds left. A wall being put down to guarantee this plant. Shopify could be in trouble if Melissa comes
Done.
through this wall.
Spike planted.
But now
Let's
a
say we're
moment
gonna
of
send
breath.
it. You gotta stun that.
MIBR only have the 2 Sheriffs remaining.
Dude, how did
Matter if
they get
there's
away
no
with this
Yuka.
one?
Dodo is still right
I got
here.
no idea.
Trying to bait a shot for the swing on
Bastarda
SRN.
hasn't won that.
Will mean
Dude, she's so
nothing.
confident she's got the
Shopify
kill. She's still
Rebellion
just
move up
running.
to map point.
Just running, ready to
Ever
go kill
since
the
that
others.
timeout, midway through this half, Mel has figured out the macro. Starts by calling some simpler rounds. Then in that last, the masterclass here, even just on an anti-eco. Getting Dodo embedded, baiting out a rotation to catch Sayori as she runs back to A. And while it costed them an ultimate, they closed the anti-eco cleanly. and it flipped this game on its head.
What a story it tells, that in the last 5 rounds of this game, MIBR have spent both of their timeouts.
Yep.
Shopify have now won 5 in a row. MIBR are unable to secure the answers. The first thing they thought of was the aggro plays, right? The dive into mid, the dive down B long. Those didn't work. Then they went for some more passive looks, the deeper holds. Again, Mel is able to use that, take so much space, called beautiful rounds. And then
do we see an overtime?
on the
Do they have any ults back
In
up?
this tournament, it's been the Brazilian teams with these late
I mean, they
half
should.
comebacks.
This timeout should be easy.
That's the only reason MIBR is here.
SRN just holds long
Now,
B.
2 to 10 to
You got the
G2,
Teo
had to
close
bring it
B.
all the way back.
It's the only reason Shopify are here too, because Team Liquid did it to them.
Oh,
Send
okay.
them down
Well,
to this lower bracket. And now
they go for a
Shopify
4-person
proving
fight.
that they can find those comebacks too.
It's not what's been working, but it's something completely
One more
new.
round to close it out. One more round for MIBR to
That's gonna
make
be
up for their
chaos.
mistakes and send this to overtime.
8-person
They're
Joe.
going to fight in A main. They see Alexis's ult, Sarah's ult. They don't want to let Shopify play their round. They're back to the aggro. Flash up. SRN chooses to retreat as a knife catches so many players. The start is in this fight too. No command ripped. Hunter's Fury
this
behind it.
Sova ult might
Shopify
wreck them
and
all.
MIBR square off. It's Mel for 2. MIBR not
bad.
dismayed though. They've realized that spike is in the open. Shopify want to pick Alexis up. Want to take the spike too, but the time is ticking. Alexis is no more. And now the trade on in, dive
Ooh,
up from
the aim.
Sarah. Melissa is gone. It will just be Lisa in this round, and she has slowly crept back in.
But Shopify are patient. They walk back, clear their flank, limit the positions where Lisa could be hiding.
Think about the stakes of this round in the context of the series. Not just one map here in a best of 5, but also letting it slip away. If Lisa can't win this 1v2, already a difficult ask, MIBR will be broken right out of the gate.
30 seconds
The one
left.
player to not have played on a GCC stage before.
And yet, she has that 6th sense of even the most dedicated
Oh,
veterans.
that's
A turret
devastating.
placed in her path will take away any element of surprise.
Yo, Jamolis.
Dodo to the right side of fake blitz. Melissa
Very,
is
very
down.
nice.
Shopify
Fake
Rebellion
plant into
make good
swing.
on the
Ah,
comeback
dude,
and will
MIBR
take
should be
Pearl.
gutted with this one. That
A
11-7.
masterful start to this BO5.
I don't know if I would call it an
for
overheat.
Mel
I don't know.
and
Just,
for
I guess bad
Shopify
plan of going
Rebellion.
for like the 4v5 when you're so
One
high up.
timeout. That's what it takes
Dude, that crumb
for Mel
bones.
to figure out Shopify. An excellent game from Dodo. A start to this series, but it's a BO5.
It's a nice comeback.
And there's a
I
hell
do
of a
think
lot
Effie's
more to
timeouts
play.
were very good. He spoke about the right
But
thing
this time the
twice
fight comes back
out of
into
the 2
smoke.
timeouts.
It's a little bit of a mess, but Sarah waiting.
Yeah, they have art control, but look at Sarah